Aloha everyone, this is Mona again for another DIY. We are making a stamped lavender sachets. You can put this in your drawers or closets to make them smell really nice. I use stamps that I've already had, and here's a picture of the permanent pens that I used, the Stays On ink, and I use cotton sheeting, and I cut it 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. And there is an old stamp that I use, handmade with love. Let's get started. I used all these stamps as far as what I've already had in my collection. So I didn't want to take videos as far as me stamping them, but I will show you pictures at the end. And I go in with my permanent marker pens. They're the very fine ones. Now, I am no artist in no way. So I just took, for instance, the green leaves. I just took 2 colors of my markers, had a lighter color and a darker color, and I just colored them in. It's kind of like color by numbers. I was originally going to leave these all the same stamped colors, but I noticed that it needed a little touch of some color, so you'll see that I didn't add too much color to these sachets. I should have mentioned in the beginning of this video that I give away or make product for my coworkers because I have a full-time job, and I give away little things for Christmas. I usually start ahead of time, but I did not, so I'm trying to catch up and think of product that I can work on, that I can do a YouTube video on, and just try to make it as fast and easy, but creative, and stuff that I would like as a gift, and put the effort into it and just have fun with it. So I hope my coworkers would enjoy these, along with other things that I will do some DIYs. Or should I say, I hope I can do a YouTube video on everything that I would be making. It's getting short on time, so at the end, when I'm giving away and making a table for my coworkers, I will make a video and show you everything that I made if I don't have time to do a DIY. Okay, back to this video. So you're just going to take whatever stamps that you have. I had a lot from years ago. So I just used pretty much my old stamps that I've collected from years ago. So after that, stamping and whatever coloring that you have to do, I ended up putting trim on. So you're going to be using sometimes the fabric glue that I showed you in the video, or sometimes the hot glue, because I still use the Gorilla Glue. Now, for me, I lay everything out, and then I look at everything. I have a bag of trim that I've used in previous videos, and I basically sit on the table and I stare at these stamped sachets, and that's when I start designing. I rip up pieces of cotton sheeting, and I like the frayed edges, as you see here. I use my permanent pen to make those little dash lines that you saw, and sometimes I would stamp on my cut pieces of the sheeting. I have a lot of leftover bezels that I'm just putting some Mod Podge in it, and I'm going to end up putting some glitter in there. It'll be for another project that you'll see. That's one there that I just put on the Noel. That's one that I did. I was going to do it for some jewelry that I was making, but I ended up saving that for years, and I found it, and I thought it looked cute with the Noel, so I stuck it there. Using some more ripped sheeting to add to this, I stamped the Merry Christmas on there and used the fabric glue to adhere over to the sachets. Just working on some more stamped images. I didn't end up finishing the dog. That stamp that I just applied there was not dark enough, so I covered it up with lace at the end. Hopefully you'll see what this looks like when I do a video on the gifts that I give away over to my coworkers. I like these smaller little stamps, so you can just add them in. Here is the glitter that I applied over to my bezel, and that's the glitter that I used. I got it from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. So once I did one coat of the glitter, I added more Mod Podge, and I added a second layer, waited till it dried, went outside, used Rust-Oleum Satin Glossy Finish to protect it and make sure that the glitter does not fall out. Take it to your sewing machine, take the two pieces, top stitch and back stitch to make sure the lavender does not fall out. And I was sewing between 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch from the edge. So to make this go faster, I completed all the stamping and I'm putting all the trim on. And then I joined the two pieces together so I can just go to my sewing machine and do everything at once. On the back of each sachet, I stamped Handmade with Love. I didn't show you that part of it, but I showed you the stamped in the very beginning. Some of the sachets I did some embroidery. My machine comes with a few patterns that are built in, so it was easy to do. So after you have sewn up the 3 sides, oh, I forgot, you have to only sew up the 3 sides because you have to leave an opening for the lavender. So I take back all the pieces to my desk and I just cut off all the loose threads. So I'm basically showing you that I'm just cutting everything all at once, cleaning everything up. If I see that something wasn't glued or adhered over to the sachets, I just ended up fixing it. This is one of the sachets that I actually put the embroidery on. You'll see it's right above the birds. I also did not want to match the thread color to the sheeting color. I actually did a contrast color. It's more of a taupey brown color. It kind of goes with the whole look. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can use a permanent adhesive for fabric. And you can use permanent pen markers and you can make those little dash marks to pretend that it's a sewing line. And that would still look very organic. You can also add some lightweight hardware, buttons, and other things that you might want to put on your sachets to give it another element or lift over to your project. Just make sure it's not too heavy. On one side of the sachets, it wasn't frayed. So I took my X-Acto knife and kept pulling on the thread to make sure the whole thing looked the same on all sides. So that's what I'm doing. Just pulling the threads, checking it all over again, because that would be the last step that you do before you insert the lavender. I'm planning to make more of these, but because I was doing the video, I believe I only made about 10 or 11 of these. So I hope to make another 10. New design, new patterns, new colors, hopefully. And you'll see that on the video that I will take when I present all these gifts over to my coworkers. Here is some of the filler that I used for the bottom of the sachets. And that product on the lavender is from Amazon. So I took a little bit of the filler and I put it a little bit on the bottom. And then from there I added 2 tablespoons of lavender into the sachets. Try to pack it down. And then after that, you'll see that you're going to be adding some more polyfill. And it's better that you add the polyfill on the top and the bottom so it doesn't leak out, especially the top, because you're going to need to sew that up. And I'll be adding some crochet lace for a handle. You can put or hang this in the closet if you want your closet to smell nice. It's not necessary to add the handles onto it. I just thought it just needed something else, so I cut them up and I added them on. You can use lace or twill tape or whatever you have that goes with that look. Here I am back at the sewing machine, and this will be the last step. Make sure you backstitch so the lavender doesn't fall out. Make sure your crochet handle is long enough to get caught in the sewing machine. I think I could have put that extra trim on afterwards because it was a hassle trying to sew and lift it up so it wouldn't get caught. So sometimes embellishments, big embellishments near the top, should be put on after everything's been sewn up. Would make sewing go a lot faster, and so you don't have to be too careful as far as getting it caught in the needle. So you're doing the same thing as far as trimming all the threads off on every one that you've sewn. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward what I'm doing as far as the trimming. You can make these sachets any size you want, but you have to consider how much lavender flowers that you have, and make sure if you make them bigger, you're going to have to buy more product to fill in the sachets. So just consider that. So here is all the sachets that I made. For now, I'm going to be making more, and there's close-ups of how they really look, because sometimes the videos don't really show you everything. So I'm just showing you pictures of how they actually look. I hope I have the time to make more DIY videos for gifts that I'm making. I hope I can squeeze them all in. But I especially hope that you enjoyed all these videos that I am sending to you, and hope you'll continue watching. As always, thanks for watching my channel. If you enjoy these types of content, please click the subscribe button. Aloha, and thanks again for watching.